Hello everyone, magandang gabi po. Good evening everyone. So we are simulcasting in a few different platforms. Baka nagugulat kayo, yung ito kasi naka-simulcast ito sa platform din ni Dr. Grace. So let's see, we'll just give everyone a chance to jump in. Sige po, I'll give you all a chance to jump in. We are simulcasting in a few different platforms. So you are viewing this from my own platform, yung LevelUp with Dr. Iris. So both yung ating health and wealth groups and also yung platforms natin sa YouTube. I think Life Without Rice is also here, low carb fasting and feasting. In a moment, I'm going to bring in Doc Grace. Baka nagtataka kayo why I'm here. But we are going to have a very nice discussion tonight sa isang bagay that I think all people should know about. And ito ay tungkol sa ating health and how it actually relates directly sa ating capacity to build wealth. So I'm going to give you all a chance to jump in. Maraming learnings for tonight. I think I lost, just give me a moment po. Jump in lang. I'm going to, I lost the connection in one of our broadcast platforms. I'm just going to reconnect it. How's everyone doing po? Let's see who's here. Hello, nandito po si Christine. Hi, Christine. Dito si Miss Barotsky. Cynthia Gilbert is also here. Watching from YouTube si Miss Divina Gonzalez. Hi, in Winnipeg. Wow, aga-aga po ano? It's currently sa akin 5 a.m. So sa inyo is 6 a.m. yata. Yes, and si Miss Noredek Ribaya. Hello. Hello, Miss Lynn. Magandang gabi. Miss Ava, magandang gabi po. Yeah, so si Miss Ava, she already got her Success Con ticket. And si Miss Christine, so ito yung ating guest tonight, will actually be one of the speakers. Yes. So give me a moment lang. Okay, we will be bringing in Doc Grace. I'm just trying to reconnect yung atin pong ano. I'm trying to reconnect one of the platforms. Yeah, I'm going to wait for everyone to come in. Kumusta po? Kung meron kayong mga questions, lagay na po natin dyan para later, pagdating ni Doc Grace, ay ready na po yung ang atin pong mga questions at masagot na po niya. Okay, I think I will have to bring Doc Grace in already. Doc Grace, I lost connection sa ating platform. Let's see. So, ang gagawin natin tonight ay we will talk to Dr. Grace about optimizing our health. So, if you don't already know po, si Dr. Grace and I are the co-founders ng Low Carb Con po. So, Low Carb Con is the official, yung first ever virtual platform na nag-publish ng parang summit po siya, convention regarding low carb and fasting. And we had that in July. By the way, available pa rin naman yung mga recordings niya. And so yung mga interested po to avail of the recordings, yung hindi nyo napanood yun live, it's still there. It's on the page. So Dr. Grace and I were the co-founders of this event. And we are continuously collaborating to this day to really spread the advocacy. And so, yun po yung dahilan kung bakit nandito kami, because we're going to spread another advocacy po. So, I'll be bringing in Dr. Grace na po. So, everyone, welcome. Kilala niyo na po siya. So, especially mga mga followers natin sa Low Carb Con. Magandang gabi, Dr. Grace. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to everyone and good morning to you there, of course.
Yes, medyo may echo lang, my dear. Siguro naka-on yung ating I think naka-on yung maybe the cell phone.
Yeah, let's see. Now, better?
Medyo nag-echo pa rin
Still
siya
the
or
same.
maybe sa ating control panel dito sa mic at the very bottom, just remove the echo.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, si Doc Brian is here. Good evening, Doc Brian. Hello. Doc Brian was one of our speakers. So, EBS Wellness, isa sa mga pinapromote po nating doctor. So, siya po yung ating low-carb pediatrician. And so, kung meron tayong mga questions for, families with young kids and regarding low-carb fasting, si Doc Brian po yung ating resident I mean, not resident na residente, kundi siya yung atin pong go-to person sa low-carb fasting for kids. Yan. So, sino pa pong nandito? Yan, si Miss or Mr. Christoph. DP is also here. Yumi Mayumi. Hello from Toronto. So, mga Canadian followers po natin dyan. Hello po. Yan, si Mrs. B. Isa sa ating mga coaches. Mrs. B, you just saw her. Nag-guesting po si Mrs. B. And one of Dr. Grace's students. Yes, sa kanyang certification program. So, for sure po talagang yan, very certified coach. Yes. Mercy is also here. Ayan. So, Dr. Grace, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi, very exciting na naman. We seldom get to, we try to go together live. Kaya lang very busy ang schedule, but now, ito, may chance na naman tayo. So, very exciting yung ibabahagi natin sa kanila tonight.
Yeah. So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope everybody in the comment section, anybody can confirm if okay lang po yung dating ng aming audio. So far, you are arriving okay with me. Not sure if
Meron pa
nag-echo.
tayong echo.
Mm-mm. But so far, tingnan natin kung okay sa kanila. And
Yes, let's see. Paki-comment po if you're hearing echo kay Dr. Grace. And dear, ilagay mo dyan sa sa ating cam mic sa baba. Try to remove the echo.
okay, I'll
Yeah,
try.
okay naman daw yung audio. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, so walang echo, no?
Echo,
Okay.
no? Okay.
So I will
So
just
I will just
adjust.
adjust.
Siguro,
Siguro,
ayan, I can
ayan,
hear
I can hear
myself.
myself.
Maybe
Maybe
remove
remove.
my,
This one. Okay. Echo
yeah,
cancellation.
yeah. Okay, that's great. So I will also do that. Oo, I'm also gonna do that on my end. Okay. All right. So, mag-start na po tayo. Ano nga ba yung pag-uusapan natin tonight? It is regarding yung intersect. Kami ni Dr. Grace, we are passionate about a common thing, which is low carb and fasting. And that's why meron pong low carb con. I have an extra interest, which is also very complementary to what Dr. Grace is doing. And ito naman is yung tinutulungan ko yung mga tao to actually create yung businesses nila online and how to, for example, you are a coach, for example po, maraming nanonood sa atin ngayong coaches. And thank you nga pala sa lahat ng mga nag-register ng free training ko for coaches. Napuno po agad yun. So, pero magkakaroon tayo ulit ng repeat training, lalo na yung mga naka-enroll sa course ni Dr. Grace at yung mga nagme-message sa akin na they also want to become low-carb fasting coaches. Kay Dr. Grace po kayo magpa-train and then I will be teaching you how to bring that training, how to get your coaching business online. So yun po yung ginagawa namin. We're helping people in different ways but it's very complementary. So yung mga ating dito, mga entrepreneurs natin, mga coaches especially, bakit nga ba, aside from, that you love the lifestyle, bakit nga ba ito very important in terms of performance? Bakit yung ating lifestyle, why is it very important in terms of yung cultivating wealth din? So yun yung pag-uusapan natin tonight. And I will do that in the form of interview. Interviewin natin si Dr. Grace kung paano, that has helped her in terms of not only yung health niya. Of course, that's the cornerstone, right? Kaya naman natin ginagawa ito, either mag-lose tayo ng weight or we will improve our health. But what about the things na hindi naman actually related sa disease, kundi related more sa optimum performance, sa wellness? So Dr. Grace, take it away. Ngayon
Okay.
na na-achieve mo na yung iyong ano, yung ideal, weight mo, yung ideal state of health, share with them why are you continuing to do it?
Okay. Thank you for that, my dear. No? So for those who have been our friends and family sa ating low carb community, both in Life Without Rice, in LCFF, alam nila that we started with fasting and then supplemented it with low carb. Yung ang sinasabi ko noon, the bait, no? Yung paunang pakagat, bakit kumakagat yung tao when it comes to low carb and fasting is for weight loss. Kasi yun yung una nilang nakikita eh. And then now, we are seeing more people who are parang taking the bait, kumbaga, to try this lifestyle for healing. So it's good. It's now for a deeper reason. Hindi lang siya basta superficial lang na para maging payat lang, maging sexy. Now it's for a deeper purpose, like to heal, to really improve their health. But common among low carbers and fasters, the moment they do it, ano yung unang na-experience nila? First 3 days pa lang, kahit hindi pa sila pumapayat, the first 3 days they will tell you, my mental clarity is improved. Yung tawag nating brain fog, yung hindi ka makakonsentrate agad-agad, yung parang clouded yung judgment mo, yung parang hindi ka makadecide agad-agad, and then when you are faced with problems, you're always lost before kung ano talaga yung problema, kung ano talaga yung kailangan mong solusyonan una. But when you do fasting and when you do low carb, there is this cleansing na nangyayari sa ating utak, and the answer just present itself. Decision making is way easier, and the best part, you get to decide kung ano yung talagang tama sa'yo. For those of you who knew me even before, so I've been into low carb and fasting for about 3 years. I've always just an average student, an average doctor, an average anything, an average friend for that matter, an average person. Kung yung sinasabi ko while growing up, kahit hindi ako gumalaw, I will just move with the stream. Parang sasabay lang ako sa average talaga. Parang kung meron mang parade, I will just stand in between at dadalhin lang ako kung saan lang. Not until I started doing low carb and fasting. When I did that, I stopped just following the crowd. I stopped just following yung parang what is considered as the normal path na gagawin mo. Because it showed me kung saan talaga yung path na para sa akin. And I think that benefit, that non-scale victory, kumbaga, yung term natin dyan, yung mga successes and the benefits na nakukuha natin when we do fasting and low carb, na hindi mo ma-measure in weighing scale, hindi mo makikita sa pag-change ng iyong damit, hindi mo makikita sa pagpayat or pag-trim down o pagkaroon ng muscles or pagkaroon ng muscle strength. It's actually the improvement from within. So for me personally, I can attribute, of course, no, from our divine being na nag-allow sa atin to see this path. But it's also the acceptance and the practice of low carb nutrition. Kasi the moment you eat low carb nutrition, kinukuha mo na, ini-eliminate mo na yung idea na dinaragdagan mo yung mga toxins and basura sa katawan mo. Okay? Because when we eat junk food, it will just pile up. Wala silang paglalagyan. It will all clog up in our system. It can manifest first kung bata ka pa, yung aches and pains maybe, or medyo from time to time, a little headache, a little dizziness, pero later on, it can really block the neural connections, kumbaga, sa ating utak. So that's why decision making, clarity of thinking, focus, all of those is not really evident, especially sa mga taong fueled by glucose. Okay? So I know people, I know a lot of very intelligent people fueling on glucose. And yes, it's good. They are doing good. But I can just imagine how well they could probably perform if they will start fueling on ketones. But that is, hindi pa nila natatap yun. So it's the magic of fueling on a more efficient source of energy. So low carb can eliminate the addition of more junk na napapile up sa katawan natin. And fasting is actually providing your body the chance to remove yung mga toxins na nakalagay dyan over the last years and decades na pamumuhay natin. Or else, if we don't do fasting, it might, yes, it might be cleansed with low carb, but it's going to be a long time. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of doing really strict low carb and all that. But once you incorporate, start with intermittent fasting, and then maybe throw in some 1 24 hours in 2 weeks or in a month, you just don't know. Baka yun na yung pinaka recipe kumbaga. Kasi minsan we are always faced with challenges na sometimes pinapahirapan natin yung utak natin, hindi natin masolusyonan. Kahit anong problema pa yan. Kahit anong problema pa yan, you can think of that as manageable. Meron akong online na nakita last time when it comes to personality testing. You can imagine yourself now walking in the forest. You can imagine someone walking in the forest with you. Sino yung someone na yan? And then as you walk through the forest, meron kang nakaharap na animal. What kind of animal is that? Okay? So you can try to imagine what kind of animal is that. And then what happens next? Okay? So for me, yung animal na yon, I don't know, it came as a deer, a very gentle deer. Okay, yun yung nakita ko. And then later on, it was interpreted that that animal pala is how you see your problem. So I realized how I see my problem, it's never something that I'm afraid. It is never something that I feel I should run away from. In fact, it is something that's very gentle na pwede ko siyang i-approach. Something that I can pet, something that I can get close to without any risk of danger. And in there, I can think that it's because of the mental clarity, and it's because of the confidence, and it's because you know that walang problemang hindi kayang solusyonan. And it may sound like so far from nutrition, pero yun talaga yung nagagawa ng proper nutrition. With proper nutrition, it will allow us to become our best version without making any effort. Kasi yung natural tendency talaga natin is to really go to our peak level, to our peak performance. Pero hindi natin marireach yung peak performance na yan kung yung katawan mo ay parating busy sa pag-digest ng pagkain. Because food digestion can take so much energy, can demand so much blood flow. Kaya kapag tapos mong kumain, kahit pa nga low carb pa yan minsan, there will really be a time that you might feel a little sluggish. Yung parang kailangan mo talaga magpahinga. Because digestion will need so much of our blood flow. But if you take a break from it, those blood flow, those energy that's going to digest sana the food that you eat, it can go through your brain. And our brain is the most metabolically active organ in the body. But if you will always prioritize food intake, then your gut, yung chan mo, yun yung magiging pinaka-active sa iyo. So what will your stomach help you when it comes to decision making? It will not help so much. It will only tell you, mamaya mo na yan, kain muna tayo. So those are just the basic things when it comes to the improvement, mental wise, performance wise. That's why na kahit pa nagtatanong, I just posted the videos in TikTok kung bakit ako nag-extended fast. Nagagalit na yung mga tao kasi daw hindi ko sinasagot yung mga tanong nila. What was my pre-fasting weight, post-fasting weight, because I don't care. It's not about weight loss. I do extended fasting. The last time was almost 6 days, and it's not about weight loss. I never stepped on the scale. Hindi mo na ako nag-measure. I know I will lose some weight, but I know also that those weight that I lost, most likely I will just regain because I'm not into weight loss as of this point. But my focus on that specific extended fasting period was for mental clarity. It was for a specific task that I need to do during that time. That there's the only hope that I have is to perform my best. And I know that I can only focus and perform my best if I am on my extended fast.
Yes, actually, alam mo, Dr. Grace, so yan yung isa rin sa mga frequent questions that I normally get. So people would ask, like for example, patients, right? They know that I work out a lot. So basically, I've been in this weight, for the longest time. And people are asking, bakit po kayo nagfa-fasting? I don't do very, very long fasts, but I do 3 days. Actually, parating na naman siya. Dahil just like what Dr. Grace said, yung fasting kasi, we are doing it for a different reason. It's really for autophagy, mental clarity, lalo na po yung mga katulad namin who are very busy doing many things. So for example, si Dr. Grace, as you know, she runs the LCF master classes po. So these are very intensive training programs para sa mga gustong mag-coach. So yung mga nagtatanong po dyan sa akin, hindi po ako nagko-coach nung sa low carb fasting. I will send you all to Dr. Grace kasi she does all the training for low carb fasting. Now imagine, yung coaching niya is 21 days yun. Although meron na doon na section na, some people can watch na ready, but she's always holding the live sessions po doon, So that's weekly, and then merong marami pang components niyan. And so obviously, she needs to have all the energy, all the mental clarity to continue to teach because it's a very, sabihin na natin, talagang heavy duty, right? Type of training. And so, magtataka ka, where does she get all the energy to do that? Right? Saan niya nakukuha yung energy na yun na very clear, you see her all the time, she's glowing and all these things. And obviously, she's in the peak of health. So, nanggagaling po yun doon obviously sa low carb and fasting, and that directly relates to your performance. So, yung naman mga nagtatanong sa akin, it's exactly the same. Sabihin nila, how can you, do so many things? I'm, nanay, nagki-clinic, and then I have built this software na ilo-launch na po natin. And this thing, helps so many people. So where do I get the energy? Hindi po biro-biro yung maging entrepreneur po, Tapos ano ka pa, doctor. So, saan namin kinukuha yung energy na to? This is why we fast. This is why Dr. Grace and I, we do low carb and we do fasting to give us that edge sa performance. So it's not about weight loss. At this point, for us, hindi. But it's really to derive all those advantages nitong, and even yung aking mga, Dr. Grace, yung mga entrepreneurs ko na tinutulungan ko sa aking page, yung mga gusto pong mag-business, requirement ko talaga sa kanila, low carb fasting. Kasi mahirap lumikha ng wealth kung wala kang good health. That's just yun lang po talaga. Maybe you can build your business and all that. In the beginning, sige, sugar burner ka, pero darating ang payback time. You can be at the peak of your business tapos bigla kang atakin sa puso. I've seen that happen so many times. Especially, syempre, may stress yung ating pag-build ng business and all, right? And so, you have to have really good reserve. And how are you going to do that? Cornerstone of health, cornerstone talaga ng yung optimized living is good health. And so yun, marami pang sasabihin i-share sa atin si Dr. Grace sa ating parating na Success Con. So the Success Convention, she's going to be one of the speakers dyan, and she will be discussing specifically how we will do it. So lahat po ng mga natin dito sa audience who are actually entrepreneurs, people who run businesses po, mga tao dito who are leaders, go-getters, mga gustong umangat sa kanilang career. We really invite you, right, Dr. Grace? We will
Yes.
invite them.
Yes, very much. Because SuccessCon, I feel so honored that you've invited me and the rest of the SuccessCon team, no, to share about low carb and fasting. Because sa totoo nga lang, sobrang daming successful also when it comes to business establishment, wealth generation. But the latter part of their lives, ano yung nangyayari? They are spending all of their money while they are bedridden just to prolong life without even quality of life. Okay? And that's so sad. Yung sayang is that you have this whole edge of becoming the best, of accumulating all the wealth that you need. And then nakaligtaan yung health. And then if you ask them, they really tried to be healthy. They followed the usual low fat, mostly fruits, full grains, okay? Avoidance of red meat, hindi kumakain ng baboy. Hindi na sila nagpiprito. Lahat either grilled or tinola, all those. They are actually not enjoying the food that they're eating, but they are sacrificing, thinking na yun yung healthy. But now we know na sobrang mali yung kinalakihan nating knowledge on what it means to be healthy. Because otherwise, with the current research among cardiologists na society, the most common cause of death even among cardiologists is even heart attack. So how ironic is that? It's because merong mali. And yung mali na yon, that is what we are trying to correct. And yung mali na yon, it occurred in 1970s, okay? When they revised the US dietary recommendation to eat low carb, low fat. Kasi nga akala nila yung nakakabara sa puso is yung taba without looking into the hormonal effects of carbohydrates actually that's increasing insulin. We discussed that in many of our videos, but now suffice it to know na yung basis natin hindi lang po basta recent studies. Yes, there's already overwhelming evidence kung bakit effective ang low carb, kung bakit effective yung intermittent fasting. Yung sa term niyan in medicine, it's TRE, time restricted eating. Yun yung usual. So sometimes if you search on the journal articles, hindi mo makikita yung intermittent fasting because they are using the term TRE, time restricted eating. And they've shown many times how it is directly linked to longevity. Hindi lang po basta healing, but pagkabuhay ng mas matagal at the peak of the individual's health. And yung basis nito, it's not just about 1980s, 1990s, year 2000. No, it's based on evolution. That's why we are not against the dietary guidelines na sabihin na lang we are clashing with them because we are not promoting something like that. But we are just going back to the basic kung ano talaga yung proper human nutrition para sa isang tao. Another story I would like to share with you was the story about the elephant and its captive diet. Okay? So yung elephant, merong it's very very ano 'di ba? Nakikita lang siya on certain parts. Merong isang businessman, kumuha siya ng elephant para sa kanyang circus. Okay? And they found out that the elephants in the circus only live up to 9, 10 years. Whereas the elephant in the wild, they can live for decades. Okay? 50, 60 years. And then they look at the difference. Ano yung pagkakaiba ng elephant na nasa wild and yung elephant na nasa circus? And what they found out? It's the diet. It's because the elephant in the circus is eating a captive diet. Yung pinapakain sila full grains or kung ano mang hinahanda. Whereas the ones in the wild, sinasabi nila yung wild daw na kasi meron silang wild diet. Why are you making a term like it's wild diet? It's not wild diet. It's their natural diet. Yun talaga yung totoong diet nila. That's why they're optimizing their health. And sadly, for us humans now, yung nabibili natin sa grocery store, yung kinakain natin, akala natin fruits and grains. Yun yung pinaka number one na parang ayaw i-let go ng karamihan. Kanin, bread, and then the fruits because they are all coming from nature, tinatanim, natural. Okay? For the processed foods, madaling tanggapin yun na masama yun sa katawan. Like the biscuits, the Pop-Tarts, the Cheerios, all that. Pero yung fruits and grains, yun yung sobrang ayaw tanggapin ng karamihan because sabi nga nila natural. Yes, they are natural, pero kung iisipin mo, hindi sila natural in a sense na available sila for our consumption 3 times a day, 4 times a day, all year round. Fruits are naturally not even planted before. Kung kailan lang tayo may makita as we were nomads before or living in areas with seasonal yung fruits. Okay? At hindi sila in plantation kagaya natin ngayon. Whole plantation of saging, whole plantation of mangga. Hindi ganyan. So, that abundance, too much food abundance is actually we thought it's the success of our evolution to create more food, but now we are seeing it's our downfall if we don't make sure na we control our eating habits, especially the food that is increasing our inflammation sa katawan, And that inflammation is brought about by too much insulin, and that too much insulin is also brought about by too much sugar. And that sugar, hindi lang po siya sa asukal, hindi lang siya sa milk tea, hindi lang siya sa soft drinks, but it can also count to some extent the sugar na naturally found in fruits, especially kung kinakain nyo sila on top of everything else. Nag-sandwich na kayo, nag-rice pa kayo, nagpatatas pa kayo, and then to top it all, kumain kayo ng fruit thinking it will make your meal healthy. So, it's just too much. So, if you want to live yung optimized talaga na health natin, we try to eat the natural human diet, hindi yung captive diet. Yung parang tayo ay na-capture, like in a circus, like the elephant, because right now we are trapped sa modern day food intake. And what we teach in our low carb and fasting masterclass is hindi naman ibig sabihin bumalik tayo sa wild, magbahag tayo at tayo yung maghunt. No, we are teaching them the most practical way, how to live conveniently, very affordable, very sustainable, still eating modern day foods, pero you get to know kung ano yung mga pagkain dito na very practical, very available for you, na you will not lead into insulin spike, will not lead into inflammation. So our masterclass, usually they start as individuals who want to improve their health, or family members who want to help their family members, say for example, heal diabetes, hypertension, or obesity, and GERD, and many more. But the moment they come in, the science, yun yung sabi natin, the science behind low carb and fasting is too compelling. Sobra-sobra pong basic and sobra-sobrang amazing na the moment you learn it, sobrang hirap itago sa sarili mo. You just have to share it with the people you love, and eventually to everyone, kasi libre po. Libre talaga yung knowledge na ito. That's why for those, like say for example, sinasabi I cannot afford that and all that, there's a free learning. Halos every day we release videos to help you. So the low carb and fasting masterclass is intended for those who want to do it the guided way. Okay? Kung mahilig kayong mag-DIY, then you can do it on your own. But I tell you, when I did it before, sobrang daming trial and error din. I'm sure you also have your own share ng mga, ay hindi pala ganito, ay hindi pala ganito. And it's not easy. It's not easy to learn all this in 3 years and then experimenting on myself and doing all this on my own. And then later on, as I studied more and more, I was able to really make a program wherein hindi na magta-trial and error yung tao. They can just apply the best practice, and then the moment they apply it themselves and then sa family nila, it is just too easy to help another person as well. Kasi merong mga success stories na nakita natin, low carb and fasting did them really, really good, pero hindi nila kayang tumulong sa iba because they don't know how it really works. The moment they are asked, paano kung ganito? Paano kung ganyan? So sabi nila, ay, hindi ko alam. Basta sa akin, it's working. So it's up to you. So may ganon. But if you feel like you got it in you to also help another soul, then we have this opportunity for for you to really become one of the coaches, another health advocate. We are not limiting the slots because sobrang konti pa lang natin, and there's still so much more to be helped, no? And also yung wala sa bokabularyo natin yung greed, wala sa bokabularyo natin yung sinasabi ng iba na kailangan mo to i-keep. No, there is enough for everyone. If we me and Doc Iris have so many things in common. On our side, backstage, we are really sisters by heart. And one thing that we really advocate and believe in, no, is to help other people. And there's no limit in helping other people because there is no lack. Wala pong kawalan. The lack, the mindset na kinukulang ka, the idea na parang you cannot afford or you cannot do this, those are just mental blocks. Ikaw lang nagli-limit niyan. But if you open your heart, open your mind to abundance, if you can open yourself to everything that's possible. Noon iniisa pa namin, I am so happy and grateful that love, harmony, abundance, and all that. Now, isa na lang, I am so happy and grateful that all the good things come to me and to my loved ones and to my family. And they come in a continuous basis from multiple sources and from in increasing quantity. And that can happen to you too. And of course, all of those negative feelings, isa talaga, we took nutrition very lightly before, but now we can see those negative thoughts sometimes, those feeling of doubt, minsan carbs lang yan. So try to remove the carbs and you can really see everything clearing out.
Yes, and napakaganda. When Grace and I first met, talagang as our work evolved, talagang nagbonding kami because of the very common yung aming mga alignment ng mga goals po And yung sinabi niya kanina, uh, this is the thing that drives me as well to do this itong mga ginagawa natin sa platform natin, sa iba't ibang platforms is kasi yung disinformation is so much and parehas kaming nalulungkot ng sobra-sobra na alam namin that so many lives can be saved, from kasi even po so ito, even yung mga iba pong platforms who are also, let's say fellow doctors, health advocates, yung iba either very traditional and so that's not gonna help or masyado namang alternative, which is almost bordering on the quack doctoring na. And so, it breaks our heart to see people. Siyempre, ang tao kailangan ng pag-asa, lalo na pag may nararamdaman ng sakit. So, it's breaking our hearts to see itong mga ganitong klase, either too traditional, so follow yung mga, nakasanayan lang sa med school, or grabe naman ng ka-alternative na to the point na, yun na nga, parang albularyo na, which is, both are harmful, dahil hindi siya best practice. Kaya nga ako, I advocate for yung training ni Dr. Grace kasi both of us, I know that the quality, yung kanyang teaching is really best practice, evidence-based yan. And it's not, it's not to serve any interest, so to speak. Yung iba kasi, we need to acknowledge kasi meron sometimes na mga drivers sa likod ng health practitioner why they are advocating for a specific type of intervention. Intervention means yung treatment na pinopromote nila. Why? Sometimes it's very much commercial. So either meron silang ibebenta sa inyo na ipapainom or whatever, right? So it comes out as parang health ganyan. Pero in reality, supplements, mga ganun po. So again, maybe in the future, the research is still evolving, but for now, both Dr. Grace and I are advocating for natural. Kasi yun naman talaga, yung kailangan lang talaga ng katawan. Natural na makapagpahinga from eating all the time para naman may pahinga at hindi masyado na-disrupt yung mga hormones. And that'll help your metabolism. And kung sa time nakakain ka na, eating the right type of food. So that's number one. Yung spread of this information na talagang para kaming yung conscience namin na talaga na parang we have to do something. We have to spread this advocacy. And this is why I encourage you, kung kayo ay follower ng aming pages, mga members ng group namin, and hindi lang sa inyo nag-work yung low-carb fasting, and nafe-feel nyo na I can actually be an advocate for this. Please get the proper education. So enroll tayo sa LCF Masterclasses ni Dr. Grace because as far as I know, yun pa lang talaga yung meron sa Philippines na that you can really like attest to na evidence-based. So, unang-una yon. And again, please, mga followers ko lagi yan, alam nila to, abundance mentality. Kung alam mo na makakatulong ito sa maraming tao and you're going to be the instrument to help those people, find a way for you to actually invest in your learning. That's how you expand, guys. Expand. You have to expand. You cannot possibly, kung kunyari ikaw, na hindi alam mo na hindi mo pa na-find yung purpose mo sa buhay, finally, ito, parang nakita mo na, itong low carb and fasting, nabago nito yung buhay ko drastically and even pa yung mga kamag-anak ko, right? Nabago yung buhay nila. Medyo may mga natutulungan na akong tao, pero you don't know how to proceed. Then you need to invest Ang tawag po diyan hindi gastos eh, it's investing. You have to invest in your learning so you can expand more. Paano ka mag-expand? Not only para sa sarili mo, natutulungan mo sarili mo, but also all the other people's lives who you are going to touch. Okay, you are going to change, lalo na sa larangan na ito. Right? And so, yun pa yung, for me, that's very dear. Kasi isa sa mga yun talagang calling ko is actually help people discover ano ba talagang purpose mo dito and then help you to actually get yourself out there. So yun naman yung specialty ko. And that's how we complement each other si Doc Grace. Kasi yung mga coaches, I love to help people to get their business out there.
Yeah.
Kahit hindi pa man kayo coach, ano pa man yung mga negosyo po ninyo, I will be here to help you to launch online. Lahat po ng trainings ko free. So, all you need to do is join my group, yung Level Up with Dr. Iris Wealth group po, para doon sa mga free trainings. In fact, marami na tayong graduates, Dr. Grace, and yung iba sa kanila talagang ready to work na, yung iba mabibigyan ng work. So, I just finished yung workshop ko para sa mga virtual assistants, freelancers. So, yung mga followers po natin dito na nag-iisip, ano bang pwede kong gawin? Then, please check out the trainings. Napuno na rin yung coaching. So, nagkaroon din tayo, Dr. Grace. In fact, yung mga nag-enroll doon, yung mga coaches ni Dr. Grace. But don't worry, magkakaroon pa tayo ng maraming trainings for, if you are a coach, low-carb fasting, lifestyle coach, or iba pa man ang iyong coaching na ginagawa, life coaching, whatever, let me help you to bring that online and get your business online. Okay? And then yung mga iba pa natin dyan, mga network marketers natin dito, mga sales professionals, we have so many trainings for that. Lahat yan libre. Just check out yung Level Up Wealth with Dr. Iris na group. Kasi talagang gusto namin ni Dr. Grace spread itong advocacy na ito. Kasi nga, it's like recently nakita ko, Doctor, I will not mention any names, but like for example, okay, itong gagawin mo pag may inflammation sa katawan mo. And it's so far removed from science. It's so far removed. And alam natin that inflammation comes from nutrition. And this is why you need to understand the scientific basis. You need to, kahit pa hindi naman yan medical, student type na level, but you need to understand the solid science behind it na mai-explain mo sa mga kliyente mo, mga customers mo. Right? And so, I really encourage you guys, get the proper education, tamang yung pong evidence-based best practice, and then get the proper help in launching that coaching or whatever business na related sa health properly para mag-spread itong advocacy natin. Okay? Kasi many people need our advocacy. The Philippines is one of the unhealthiest. Even dito sa abroad, Doc Grace, would you believe, sadly, I cannot take on new patients. Grabing punong-puno na yung practice ko dito sa Canada. I cannot. However, I just let them watch the videos. Kasi kahit dito, na hindi naman problema yung pagpapa-ospital kasi libre. Hindi naman problema pagbili ng gamot kasi kino-cover. Bakit ang daming Pilipino pa rin may sakit?
Yeah.
And although gusto ko sila lahat tulungan, I can't. So, the only way, we need you coaches. We need you guys to spread the advocacy. So, spread the advocacy, help us spread this way of life. Okay? Soon to be yung ating yung ating promotional, yung mga merchandises natin para makita na nila yung mga shirts ninyo na low carb fasting at ma-intriga yung mga tao. Ano ba yan? Movement na yan. Right? So that we can help more people.
If I may add to that, ang kailangan talaga for us to really first open our mind. Okay? So I'm so happy that you mentioned about investment. Kasi we cannot really share what we don't know. So if your heart is in it and you believe it, okay? Pero how can you be credible enough if you do not have the basic knowledge? Okay? And right now, wala po kayo. If you go into Google, then you can do that. But you will be bombarded with an ocean. At kung hindi mo alam kung ano yung hinahanap mo, you will easily put astray. Okay? Hindi mo alam kung saan ka talaga pupunta. And for those who are still struggling right now, believe me when I tell you na yung condition nyo ngayon, whatever your condition is, like on finances side, na kaya hindi nyo pa magawa ito because it's limiting you, what's limiting you is just your mindset. We all came from a family of a middle class working family. So we were just thinking na yung only way to survive is to become an employee. And we know in our economic studies that when you are always an employee, yung pinapayaman mo, yung tinatrabahuan mo, the company. Okay? It's the capitalist and all that, the owner. Okay? But you are just sweldo lang. But if you want to really level up your life, you really have to open up yourself into other avenues. Noon, we know that it's possible yung magkaroon. Yun yung basic ng ng financial foundation. You should have multiple sources, hindi lang yung isa yung source mo. But if your mind is closed, you cannot think. We've been there. We've been trapped into that mindset for years. Kami mismo ng kapatid ko, our head admin Alvin, is a master's in business administration, in accounting management, and yun din yun, alam niya na dapat ganon, but as to how to do it exactly, hindi mo siya basta-basta nakikita unless you clear your mind first. So clearing our mind is vital, and proper nutrition can do that. Okay? And for the helping part of the people, the best way to do it is for the things na alam mo nakakatulong sa iba. Hindi po ito scam. Hindi ito networking. Hindi ito ganyan. It's pure advocacy of helping people, and we always focus on helping people. And when you do that, you can sleep well at night knowing that it will just come back, na hindi yung yun yung goal mo, hindi yun yung goal, yung motivation mo, like the returns, for example. No, but the peace of mind that life will just take care of you, all of your needs. And there's nothing to be afraid of. And makikita mo talaga. And I've seen that. I have, when I started LCF, when I started the groups, no, there are people that I made admins and all that, but they didn't pushed into like really enrolling in the master class. And right now I can see them somewhat still the same, but I could really see their potential. Alam kong sobrang iba sana yung potential nila if only they've invested in themselves. But for those people who really saw the calling, saw the opportunity when it arise, no? Nung dumating sa kanila, now they are handling clients. They are having their own success stories, gratitude reviews from their own clients, how they changed their lives, and it's so overwhelming. And it's not us; we don't even take credit for that. We are just happy to be a part of your journey, to have been of help sa journey ninyo. But the learning that you will get, the success that you will have, it's all you. Kami, magaguide lang kami. And we believe, kaming dalawa ni Doc ay hindi kami naniniwala when it comes to accidents and all that. There's always a reason why you are watching this. There's always a reason bakit mo ito nakita sa timeline mo. Bakit kahit hindi mo kami kilalang dalawa, bigla mong nakita yung episode na to. It is telling you something. And if you listen closely, if you have foresight, if you have wisdom, maybe this is a rabbit hole that you might want to probe. Dahil malay mo, baka nandito yung whatever that you don't know you are probably looking for.
Yes, very well said. Alam mo, Doc Grace, andito yung ating mga graduates from both our training programs, and they're quite thankful sa mga natutunan nila. Obviously, andito sabi ni Miss Llewellyn. So she was one of the people who attended my free training program para sa mga freelancers and virtual assistants. And student din siya ni Dr. Grace. Actually, I think nag-enroll din siya sa aking Launch Your Masterclass, Launch Your Coaching Business Program. And yun nga, yun na nakakatuwa kasi this is something na talagang avenue nila to spread the advocacy. And doon po sa lahat ng interested po, so how to enroll. So contact po na-post ko na rin ito doon sa ating group, sa LevelUp, yung low carb fasting group natin. Please contact si Coach Alvin po. Coach Alvin will be the main contact person. And marami kasi dito nagtatanong, let me see. So, Coach Alvin, Doc Grace? So Coach
Yes,
Alvin,
they can
yun,
also just look into my page. Mostly the page there, meron yan, how to contact our admins. There's 5 account
yes,
admins, so usually
okay.
they can help. Makikita lang nila yan. Stay tuned. And if you are not watching this from my platform, you can just search po Dr. Josephine Grace Rojo. Nandun lang po yan.
Yeah, so mga followers natin, don't forget to follow Dr. Grace. So ito po yung may ask pa dito, si Miss Rizal Almido, how to enroll sa masterclass. So yes, I really, really encourage you po, sabi ni Mr. JB Peñaflor, mahirap mag-generate. Yeah, lagi kong sinasabi, nagsasawa na ba kayo sa kakasabi ko? But it's so true, right?
Yeah.
And how po, so if you're asking, so Mr. or Miss Hope, if you're asking for Dr. Grace Masterclass, doon sa kanyang page, nandun yung masterclasses, contact people, meron daw doon na, how many Dr. Grace? 5 contact
So
people.
Alvin, Engineer
Yes.
Andrew, May Mabel, Angela. And there's another account na Doc Josephine Grace Rojo. That's also one of our admins.
Okay, and then doon naman sa interested yung mga tinitrain ko, yung doon naman sa interested na nagtatanong, yung tinitrain ko to actually put their businesses out there, ito naman doon sa Level Up with Dr. Iris Wealth Group. Kasi doon ko talaga tinuturo ito. Okay? So, interested din si Jesusa de Leon. Yes, thank you very much. So, sabi nga ni, so, pakitanong na lang po, Sir Nestor, yung pong doon sa mga admin ni Dr. Grace. So, maraming nagtatanong dito, Dr. Grace, na mga,
Yeah, I think Coach
mga
Alvin
gusto
is there.
mag-enroll.
If he can please tag na lang the other admins para maano nila, para makita ng other viewers natin for tonight. And of course, no, if you like this episode of ours, collab with always with our dear Doc Iris, SuccessCon, be prepared to be inspired and motivated, na you can see the beginnings of the speakers. You can really be motivated at malalaman mo talaga, you can see it firsthand how abundance is everywhere, and with just the right mindset, with the right motivation, with the right tribe. Yun gumagawa tayo ng tribe dito, helping each other. Nobody's putting down. That's why we are not saying anything negative against anybody kahit hindi ka tribo. Okay? Because there's no point in that. We are just after optimism, positivity, lifting everybody up. It's leveling up, as with Doc Ice na uh, platforms, yun talaga. And with SuccessCon, I think it's a best avenue for us to really be moved to get going and push forward yung matagal na nating dinedelay na successes natin in life.
Yes, and I think nandito yung natin. So, yun po, please join us sa The Successcon po, thesuccesscon.com. So, the link is right there para makita nyo si Dr. Grace. So, lahat ng ating mga success-minded mga followers, although nasa pages namin kayo, low carb fasting, pero kayo you have your own business, you want to scale, gusto ninyong i-improve ang inyong revenues, magkaroon ng maraming customers, paano i-pandemic proof. Magkakaroon ako, Doc Grace, ng free webinar, how to create a pandemic-proof business. Please watch out. Nandyan po yan sa mga pages ko. And it's a very value-driven webinar para sa ating mga, naman dyan, low-carbers nga sila and fasting advocates, but they run businesses, number 1. Number 2, mga leaders sila sa own fields nila, or meron silang kailangang may mga services sila and products. This one is for you and it's free. It's a webinar na talagang can really change your life. So I just wanted you all to know that. And nandito I believe si Sir Alvin nandito. So ito po yung isang i-contact ninyo, si Sir Alvin. So please contact Sir Alvin para doon sa ating LCF Masterclasses. Okay? Yeah, mindset po talaga, Miss Norma? Yes. So, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nanood. And ito nga po again, one more time, Miss Carmel. So, how to join for Dr. Grace's trainings. We will have yung mga admins natin ng page niya. So, punta kayo sa page ni Dr. Grace. Meron doon yung mga nakatag. Paki-message po sila Sir Alvin, sino pa, Dr. Grace? Can you
Angel and
mention just
Hazel
quickly
and
yung name?
Andrew. Yes.
Yes. So, yun po. And then, yung mga interested sa mga free trainings ko, about business, about launching yung mga iba't iba ninyong offerings online. So yan ay nagaganap, patuloy na nagaganap sa pages ko. Yun naman po is Level Up with Dr. Iris Wealth. So Level Up with Dr. Iris Wealth, or you can check out yung aking website. So levelupwithdriris.com, nandun lahat ng mga trainings ko about business. Okay? Lahat po yan libre, pero dapat kailangan mabilis kayo kasi grabe, one day lang siya, nauubos agad yung spot. So we have 10 trainings and then uulit na naman, but you have to wait. Dahil free siya at
Mm.
napakarami pong nag-enroll dyan. So yun lamang po. I think sasagutin na lang natin. Yeah, free po yung training ko, Miss Maripeth. So, I train people paano sila maging freelancers, paano nila dalhin yung kanilang coaching business online. So, yung mga graduate sa classes ni Dr. Grace, I will teach you how to do that, how to bring your business online. Yung mga gusto mag-selling, ayan, magpapasko na. Sino dyan ang may mga e-commerce stores? E-commerce online sellers? Turuan po natin kayo. Yes, interested? Yeah, so please do check out our programs. So dun lang po sa ating pages po, Dr. Josephine Grace Chua Rojo page and levelupwithdriris.com or Level Up with Dr. Iris na page sa Facebook, yung Tagalog page ko po, Yung Iris Radev MD, it's more for international audience, but kasi nandito po ako sa Canada. However, meron po akong Tagalog. So lahat yang mga trainings namin ni Dr. Grace is there to help you. So Dr. Grace, any last words sa kanila before we leave them? Makikita na naman ulit nila tayo, right? Hindi naman to
Oo,
yung last time.
parang hindi like
Once a
yun nga, I
month.
don't feel right saying na it's last words kasi halos araw-araw nakikita nila. So thank you, just thank you everybody for still being with us. I know it's quite late already and you will be preparing for another week. So always remember lang, always stay low carb para safe tayo, and right now we know that if we stay low carb, we are at the top of our game. We are having the best of our mental health, mental clarity, and all the good things will just follow. So, nandito lang kami to support you. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Bye for now.